Yo. What's up, dude?
Is this yours? Whoa, I got the mask. What up? Who's this dude?
All right, guys, we are back. This is the Dream is Free podcast with myself, Jake Healy, and our super producer and host,
Hey guys.
Mike Theophil. Our guest today his name is Thomas Bepko. His official title is the Executive Vice President of Total Mortgage Services and the CEO of Yellow Brick Real Estate. His unofficial title for us is one of our best friends. He's like a brother to me. He's a mentor to me and a lot of other people. When I think of this quote, I think of TJ right here. So it's not what happens in the world that determines the major part of your future. What happens to all of us. The key is what you do about it.
I mean, look, if you guys are going through something tough, man, this too shall pass. And what you don't do is give up. You cannot give up. You got to push through because you got to see the forest through the trees. If you keep and you stay consistent, you will get to where you want to go. Hands down, it's facts.
All right, guys, welcome back. His official title is the Executive Vice President of Total Mortgage Services and the broker, owner, CEO of Yellow Brick Real Estate.
Whoop, whoop.
But his unofficial title for us is one of our best friends.
Yep.
He's like a brother to me.
Yep.
He's a mentor to me and a lot of other people, and just an all around amazing person.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Seriously.
100, 100.
Definitely someone you want to look up to. Definitely someone you want to emulate. You got a lot of great qualities, and we're glad to have you, bro.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. And he I work with him too, but he anytime we have a
He's Uncle Jake.
Yeah, he really is.
anytime we have a team meeting, he always starts it off with a positive quote of the day. And this is one that when I think of this quote, I think of TJ right here. So it's not what happens in the world that determines the major part of your future. What happens to all of us. The key is what you do about it.
Amen.
And when I think about TJ, who is Thomas Bepko, he goes by TJ. When I think about TJ's story, it's like I always think anytime like anything negative happened, he turns it into a positive, right? He figures out how to make it work. He just keeps going no matter what.
It's an opportunity in everything.
Exactly.
Even the worst. We see the worst sometimes.
Yeah. So it's we've been through some ups and downs together. I already know most of the story, but I think it's going to be good for other people to hear. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to you to give us the TJB official.
It's a lot of pressure.
Breakdown.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I know. I put the heat on you, but I know you'll deliver.
Yeah, we know he can handle it.
Well, first of all, guys, thank you very much for having me. And very, very grateful. And I'm super proud of both of you for doing your thing.
Thank you.
Uncle Jakey, Mikey B, Mikey the brother, Mikey T, Mikey B, the brother.
Yeah.
We seriously grateful. And shout out to the Knowlton, bro.
Seriously.
It's the hot spot.
It
View of
is.
the Whoozy,
It is.
East Side. Didn't bring.
Had to.
I pulled up though. I was like, didn't bring the strap today. I'm like, this.
I told you it's in the thick of it.
I
Yeah.
love
It
it.
is.
We love it here.
I do.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for space, they have some space available. This place is really dope. Come down, check it out, and
It's a little
very
oasis
cool.
in the
It is.
in the
It's
hood.
dope.
It is.
It's dope. We so where do I start?
I know, right?
We
At the beginning.
born in DC. I was parents got divorced early. I was extremely young. Mother moved back to Bridgeport. Fast forward a couple years, moved to Fairfield because, first of all, shout out to my mother because without her, I would not have been able to do anything. So very grateful for my mother. Peg.
Peg. Shout out to Peg.
Shout out to
Shout out Peggy.
Peggy.
Her famous line is, Don't forget where you came from.
Ma, this is for you. Don't forget where you came from. We're on the east side right now. We're doing a podcast. We're keeping it fucking real.
Hell yeah.
Very real over here.
Hell
You guys
yeah.
that didn't know, my mother was the Marina Village queen. She'll probably kill me for telling you that, but she was the Marina Village queen.
Exclusives here at Downtime.
That's it, baby. That's it. We I don't know. I was never a fucking school guy, right? I liked going to school because I was always social. Right. I went to school to like talk to people and like ask people for lunch money, to be honest. Like that was where to meet people and talk to people and like try and just put something together. And, I was talking about this yesterday. It's a funny story. I started a petition in the 5th grade. And this is when I really kind of understood where I wanted to kind of lead. And my mother always told me, be a leader, not a follower. Be a leader, not a follower. My mother did anything that she would kill herself for me. And she gave me, tried to give me as many opportunities. And the first opportunity was getting us out of Bridgeport, moving us into Fairfield to get me in Fairfield school systems. Right. So
Shout out Peggy.
Now, I don't think I really fit in Fairfield growing up. I was kind of an outcast. I had, my parents weren't together. We had a Section 8 coupon, right? Low income in Fairfield, but I was super proud of where I was and where I came from. And, proud my mother did a good job. She really did. She did the best she could. My grandmother was a huge part of my life. My mother had to work. So I was back in Bridgeport before school and after school, hanging out with my grandparents. And my grandfather was actually my step grandfather, believe it or not. He pretty much raised me as my father figure. The guy never picked me up every day. He would drag my ass out of bed to school in like 6th grade. I didn't want to go to school. I was pretty much done after 5th grade. And I ended up, my grandfather was a huge male figure in my life. He was a blue collar worker, woke up every morning at 3:30 in the morning and worked till 2:30 in the afternoon, and then was in bed by 7, and I saw that. I saw him bust his ass his whole life just to support my grandmother in the North End. And I believe that's half of my drive. This guy was worked and killed himself and did anything. He's my step grandfather, right? He did anything for me, but no blood. And it was true love, though. No blood and true love. And it's very special.
I mean, we can relate to that.
I know. You two, the fucking stepbrothers of another mother, right? Stepbrother of another father.
Yeah, no, seriously.
And that's good. Look, you don't have to be blood related to love somebody, right? And I realized that fast from seeing what my grandfather did for me in my life. And shout out to my grandpa Joe.
Shout out Joe.
Grandpa Joe, man. Grandpa fucking Joe. He worked at Orcomatic. I don't even know if that place is still around. It was a steel or electric mill. And he was always a handy tool guy, right? He had his workshop in the garage, workshop in the basement. I fucking hate tools. And he would like, T, just swing the hammer, do the screwdriver, let's put this together. Since I was very young and to this day, like I can't stand it. I don't know why. I think that part of my brain does not work. Other parts of my brain work very well. Some parts I'm like,
you're not putting together any IKEA chairs anytime soon, right?
Absolutely not. Yesterday, Cole got it. Lila delivers, my wife Lila, she delivers, Amazon, everything. A lot of times we got a lot of Cole shit, like toys and stuff. We got to put it together. And yesterday, I was so proud of myself. I put together this little trampoline. It was probably 7 parts. It took me fucking 2 hours. Straight up 2 hours. We should have videoed that because I'm like in full prayer. Like, there's 3 things. There's a screwdriver, a wrench, like 6 screws, and like.
I can't wait for him to want to do Legos.
Oh man, I know. My other son Daniel is absolutely obsessed with Legos.
Oh, he's
and
there.
That piece of his brain works. He's definitely going to be in tech, and I think. I mean, he's not really into things that I'm into, but that's how he's free as a bird, right? I'm never going to force my boys. Like, look, I don't think that's right of me to force them to do shit they don't want to. When people force me to do shit I want to, and I told them to go fuck themselves. Even the U.S. military, it was horrible because I joined the army. So let me get back.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I won't give the goods. So I bounced back and forth to my parents. They were divorced, and my dad lived in New York. I would get in trouble in Connecticut. I would go move to New York. I would move back to New York from Connecticut, and I would go back and forth up until like 8th grade. And then I was like, dude, I didn't really like schoolwork anymore. This is not this. The story gets better, right? Look, school is not for everybody. I believe you need to get an education. You should always try it. It's not for everybody. I realized early I just didn't like school. And I got in trouble for it. People teased me for it. You got to go to school and you got to do this. I said, you know what? I'm going on to work. I'm going to go out and get a job. Right. So I went out and I worked since I was 14 years old. The first job I had was at like the middle school or like a summer job. I was like 14 and a half and they paid you like $4.25 an hour. And I went out and I bought a beeper with my first check. Don't know if that was a problem. You young bucks don't even know what a fucking beeper
I know
is.
what it is, but that's
Beepers
crazy.
were getting phased out while we were growing up.
It
Yeah,
was
they were.
Beeper Land on Black Rock Turnpike. I don't know if you remember that place. It's like it's next to 50 food stores.
Shout out five. We know where 50 food stores
50
are.
baby, 5
Bacon, egg, and cheeses.
That whole block, right? That was like my block. I'd ride my bike up there, bought a beeper, and went back down. And look, I don't even know what I had a beeper, but I know my mom was texting or paging me all the time. Get your ass home, beep, beep, beep. Get your ass home. You know, I thought it was cool. It was orange. It was fluorescent. And it's like that see-through case. I don't know if you guys remember. It's fucking cool. And look, I ended up working at a pizza place. After that, I was 16. It was Pizza Works in Fairfield. And if you guys don't remember, RIP Pizza Works, a $5.25 pizza Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
We remember it well.
Soda.
That's the one on Post Road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Pokemoto. Now.
Yep.
The Poke spot next to Colony Pizza.
Yes.
The Mercurial Building. That block is hot, but that was
hot.
That was my stomping grounds, man. You know, that's where I worked. I mean, I worked every day making $5 an hour at this point, cash, right? Then I was like, whoa, the delivery guys are making like $80 to $120 a night. So I got my fucking license, 16 and a half when I was supposed to, and I started delivering pizza. You know, I believe that's what, I mean, I know for a fact that that's why I know the streets of Fairfield and Bridgeport and real estate, because I drove around, delivered pizza all day. I was working doubles, going in at 12, getting out at 9, 2 shifts, making $100, $150 a day. And I was loving it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I worked and I was like, all right, well, I did 5 years in high school. I don't know if you guys knew. So I worked my whole time and I was a little punk at some point. Like I thought I was a little hot shot. I had money, right? I wasn't going to school, right? I was like playing pool at a pool hall. I was playing cards, definitely not the right thing to do. That's when I started hanging out with trouble. You know, my mom always told me, hey, you hang with trouble, you get in trouble. You hang with trouble, you get in trouble. One of those things I was saying, like people told me and forced me to do things. I went the opposite way. Okay, well, I'm going to fucking hang with trouble. And that wasn't the best thing for me. I didn't grow up till I was 30, but we'll get to that. So look, I was in school, took me 5 years. What the fuck am I going to do? I can't work at a pizza place anymore. And this is when like the Oxycontin epidemic had started when we were like 18, 19. And people were doing pills, and I wasn't really into drugs. You know, I didn't do the pills. I didn't like things that made me tired and made me, you know, I just pills made me sick. And I was like, look at these dudes, man. This shit's fucked up. Right. And that started hitting heavy. A lot of my friends got caught out. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I got an internship from this guy, Chuck Madison in Southport. And he owned a Nutrisystem, and his partner like invented the pacemaker for the heart. And I was this guy's bitch, right? He wouldn't just make me go get his car wash, get his fucking butter, his bread, do all this shit. It didn't matter because I had surrounded myself with 2 successful CEOs in Southport, and they were teaching me like the basics of business, right? I would sit in their meetings and sit in his chair and just wait for him to give me shit to do. But I'd be listening to his phone calls, listening to him scream at his partners, listen to him fucking order people around or like take checks. I would deposit checks at the bank for $100,000, $50,000, $40,000. Go take this to the bank. Go take this to the bank. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh shit, that's a big fucking check. How do I get a check like this? I think he was paying me like $7 an hour, right? This was 1997, 98. I had tried college, right? I had said, look, I borrowed $2,500. I got a Stafford loan. I did 5 years in high school. I didn't have any grades. I walked my ass into Eastern Connecticut State University, scheduled my test, scheduled like an interview
for like prerequisite tests and stuff.
No, not even a test, just a counselor. Like I want to go to a state school, and they set up a meeting, and I went by myself and I sold myself, and they let me into college. I got kicked out the next semester. We won't get into that. I got my college lasted. I mean, like a couple weeks. I ended up not welcome back at Eastern Connecticut State University, and I was back in Bridgeport. We had moved back to Bridgeport at that time with my mother on Madison Avenue. And I was not a school guy. And looking back, I wish I wish I had listened to some of the things my mother had told me to do. Right. I really want my boys to get an education. They'll have the opportunity. I didn't look, we didn't have any money. Right. So what do? Saw a fucking Army commercial and I joined the Army. Go Army.
Yeah.
I wanted the fuck out of Fairfield, dude. I wanted out. I was willing to do anything. I didn't have an education. And I don't know, you guys remember the 90s. You guys were born in the 90s.
Yeah.
You guys remember the 90s. It was a different time, right? It was a lot different. And Bridgeport and Fairfield were a different place back then. Like everybody, I'm telling you, that drug epidemic, those pills started then. And I was like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna get caught out. Everybody was on that. Can't hustle at the pool. I'm working at a pizza place. I'm 19 years old. It took me a while to get into the military. And I remember I had a going away party. I registered for the military or enrolled in the military, but it took me like a year and a half to get in because I had gotten in trouble, right? And all this stuff.
Get
and
waivers for everything.
Dude, I had all 10 waivers. I was going down at, but we won't get into the devil's in the details, but I had a going away party. And I didn't go away for like a year and a half. And every day they're like, I thought you were going away. I'm like, me too. And they just put me on hold. And if you guys, shout out to the Army, but if the military is hurry up and wait, right? And that was my first case of hurry up and wait. And look, my uncle was a retired sergeant major and worked for the CIA. So he was a big dog. And I thought I was going Air Force. He walked me into the recruiter and I walked right by the fucking Air Force. And I'm like, dude, where are we going? He's like, you're not going to Air Force. I'm like, but the office is right there. He's like, no, you're going to go in the Army. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, well, what am I doing? Infantry. I'm like, what's that? He goes, well, the recruiter's going to show you a video. The fucking Army, I don't know if they still do that in recruiting. They show you these Army videos. Be all that you can be. You're jumping out of planes, you're getting out of the woods, of the water, you're firing shit. They didn't show you that you're sitting around cleaning all day, doing push-ups and like just getting your fucking mind fucked with all day long, right? It was a kind of a mental fuck. They didn't show. I'm like, dude, they didn't show you this shit in the video. I'm like, where's this? I was like, all right, I'm gonna be like fucking G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe, dude. I love G.I. Joe. That was like my shit growing up, and I thought it was gonna be G.I. Joe. I get to the military Army, I was like, fuck this.
Toilet G.I. Joe.
Dude, I got a 19 or 20-year-old little punk telling me what to do. Like, stand right. Your haircut's fucked up. Do push-ups. You're late. I'm like, dude, this ain't going to last long for me. Yeah. This is not going to fucking last long. And me being the manipulator I was, I like to party. So we went to Fort Benning, Georgia. It was the infantry capital. I was stationed there first, did all my schools, got all my certificates. Look, graduating from basic training in the Army was like, it was a fucking cool time. Like, it was the first thing I had really earned, right? And nobody could have taken that away. It was a fucking boot camp. Sucked, dude. The infantry was like 13. We were 13 weeks of like hell. But dude, I was in the best shape of my life. I was mentally good. No drinking, right? Mm-hmm. No smoking cigs. We were sneaking in dip. Like, that's the thing. It was just like jail almost. You sneak in like a skull. And it was like $50. And we weren't spending money. We were just saving money. You're in boot camp. You're just nothing saving money. You have nothing to do. Mm-hmm. And, that was it was a good time. That was the first time that I really thought that I had earned something that nobody could take away from me. And they put on my blue cord, and the blue cord means you're an infantry soldier. You're not just an Army soldier, you're an infantry soldier. And my mother and my uncle were there. And my mother, they said, you got to bring one person. They come up at graduation and put the cord on you. So that was like, my mother was crying, putting the cord on me, and I felt good.
Did that add like a different kind of discipline to your life that carried through?
It did. That the cliche of like, dress right, everything's clean. Like that. Yeah, that shit works. Attention to detail. I'm fucking ADHD like a motherfucker, right? So, and ADHD is a motivation disorder. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be interested in. But I had learned to motivate myself to be clean, right? I started becoming like obsessed. To this day, my wife will fucking kill me. Like, I got to have the towel rack straight. Like, the rack's got to be straight in the towel. And that type of stuff, I guess, was probably from the military. Cleaning my drawer, making sure my drawer, all my stuff was dress right, standing in attention, waiting, right? Cleaning the floors. That
embedded in,
that shit worked, dude. I could like, they did break me down. Didn't break me down for long. Right, because I was after graduation, then I came home and I was like, dude, I don't want to go to my unit. I should have joined the Guard or the reserves, and I was fucking active. And I was like, oh Jesus! I had scored high on the test, so they gave me anywhere I wanted. Like, go to Korea, you can go to Hawaii, you can go to Germany, you can go to fucking North Carolina. I was like, I want to go to the beach. Well, at least I can go to the beach. I can go to Hawaii, and I was a protector of the Pacific, dude. I'm like in the middle of the Pacific in Hawaii, Schofield Barracks, the middle of the Dole Plantation. I mean, there's no beaches for fucking miles. You're in the middle of the island. It's orange. Everything is orange because there's clay. Right. And the training sucked because everything's in a gulch. Right. I remember I first got to my unit and like the battalion commander, the head dude was there. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, I don't even like this stuff. But a night movement. And I had my night goggles on. I rolled my ankle and I fell down a gulch and I knocked the battalion commander over on his ass. Boom. And they fucking medevac me out. Broke my ankle in like 3 places to this day. And I was like my first week in my unit. So immediately like, oh, you're a shitbag. You're a piece of shit. You can't even make a night movement. And I was like, dude, you know what? I'm like, this army shit ain't gonna last me. Like, I don't like to take orders. And I'm like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
How long did you sign up for? I'm sorry.
I did it. So I did a 4-year enlistment. I was able to fucking manipulate a college drop to get my way out. I'm like, oh, you can't get out. You signed left, motherfucker. I got out early with an honorable discharge. So I was able to do that.
Nice.
Now, I didn't go to college after. I said, I just wanted to, honestly, like, if I could be as honest with myself as possible, dude, I got the fuck out of Fairfield Bridgeport because it was not going to be good if I stayed around here. I saw what people were getting into, the people I was hanging out with. The 90s were a different time, right? And I was like, dude, I think I just subconsciously knew I was going to get in trouble if I stayed. So I was getting in trouble, So I was like, let me get the fuck out. And I got out. I got as far away from Boswell, little island in the Pacific. Hawaii's far, dude. It's like 3,000 miles from here. So I got out and I ended up staying in Hawaii and I partied my ass off. You guys that know me, I used to love to drink. Drinking is a big part of my story. And the one thing that I should have listened to my mother early was put down the fucking booze. Put down the fucking booze. And I didn't put down the booze. I put it down my throat. I didn't put it down. I put that shit down my throat, and I had learned how to kill my pain of all that resentment and all that bullshit I had grown up with, and I had learned how to kill my booze. Worked really well for me, right? Well, it felt good while I was going down. It got me in a lot of fucking trouble, and the one I don't regret anything, but if a couple of things, one of those things I was saying earlier about listening to people, I shouldn't. That was beating in my fucking head. It was my mother telling me, TJ, don't drink, don't drink, don't drink. For you guys that do drink or don't drink anymore, that doesn't matter. You're going to stop when you want, or you're not going to stop.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
100%.
So drinking was my vice. Drinking's always been my devil, right? Drinking sucked for me, man. I didn't, and then the problem was fast forward, I was in the party life. I was in the party scene, and look, it was great at the time when I was young. When I got out of the army, I'm like, all right, great. What the fuck am I going to do now? I'm going to go to school? Absolutely not. I hate school. I'm like, what do I want to do? I start like getting into like the bar and club scene, right? Waiting tables, bartending. It's not good for a fucking person that likes to drink.
No,
right?
sir.
Because you're always around that life.
It's like a Tuesday night is okay. It's like a Saturday night
up till fucking 5 a.m.
and be drinking. You
You don't
work
have to get back to work till
3, 4, 5. You're good.
You sleep till 2.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy is like everyone's doing it. You know what I mean?
And you can't it's tough to get out of that business.
Cash.
It's
It's like drug dealing.
Money.
Yeah.
It's very similar to drug dealing.
It really is.
Fast money.
Cash.
Yeah.
So I left Hawaii. I was like, dude, this place is because you get rock fever after a while. It's beautiful. I was again my drinking. I was hanging out with the wrong people, and I was isolated. I'm like, see ya. Boom. I moved back to Bridgeport.
Shout out PPT.
Let me tell you that stint. So this is a good story actually. So that stint lasted not long. I came back to Bridgeport. First of all, I was in Hawaii for 4 years, right? And it doesn't snow in Hawaii. And I came back. I came back in the winter, and I must have been climatized to Hawaii, right? I was fucking it. I mean, my bones were cold when I got off that plane, and I was like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do Bridgeport anymore. I started hanging out with the kids again that I shouldn't have. Back in the club, drinking. I was living in my mother's basement. I was 23, and I'm like, look, I don't know what I want to do. So I said, let me just try and go to Norwalk College, Norwalk Community. Let me go to Norwalk Community College. And I took like 2 classes. And it was like one bullshit computer class and it was a marketing class. And this marketing class, this guy, this is when Walmart had like just started taking off. And this whole marketing class was on Walmart. And I'm like I always knew I wanted to do something big. And I was a risk taker and I liked money, right? I always liked money. So I was listening to this class. I was interested. I was hyper focused. And I called my best friend, Chris Cortez at the time. And I was like, dude, let's just do this fashion line we've been talking about our whole life. You know, we were obsessed with Tommy Hilfiger, obsessed with Ralph Lauren in the 90s. And I always liked to dress. I always liked fashion. I always had a passion for fashion.
You do have swag. I will admit that.
Thank you.
Always
I
dress
appreciate
always
that.
dress and fly.
I appreciate that. That's because my mother used to buy shit from fucking TJ Maxx and Marshall. I
Yeah.
had to fit in Fairfield, right? So I had to wear the polos, the $10 joints on the sale rack at TJ Maxx right
Yeah.
in my house on Tunxus Hill. Is that the place still around?
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
TJ
still
Maxx.
there,
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
No, that place is a
great.
gem.
And then the Marshalls in the North End over
Find
by
some
the
gems.
old.
Stop by there this week so you don't forget where you
No,
come
no.
from.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the whole fucking family.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm gonna
Be
go
like,
with
this is where I was.
Is the Marshalls behind Red Lobster still open on the North End?
Yeah,
By the old
Yeah.
Still there,
Yeah.
Madison Avenue.
Dude, that was my block too, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
Yeah, seriously.
So I look, this guy inspired me. This Norwalk Community College teacher, I don't even know who he was. It was like 3 weeks into the class, and I'm like, I want to start a fashion company. I called Chris.
Hell yeah.
And I got an A on the paper. He said, write a paper. I made somebody write the paper. I kind of delegated it. Well, it was my vision, but I can't write.
Couldn't
I
put the
can't
words
read. I have a learning disability, dude. I can't put it down. I'm a good thinker. I'm a big picture guy, but if I got to put it down on paper and go through the details, I got to hire or pay somebody.
Steve
because-
Jobs.
Oh, is that what he does? Well, yeah, I got
He's similar. Yeah. Similar.
Like,
line.
I
yeah.
can't, I can vision it. It's tough for me to articulate or whatever the fuck the word is and put it down on paper. So
Right.
I got an A on the paper. I was like, dude, I got a fucking A. I don't never got an A. And I mean, look, it was my vision. The grammar and all that stuff, give it to the girl. I remember this little girl that sat next to me in the computer science class I took. I had her help me write it. And I got an A. And I told Chris, I was like, Chris, dude, we could do it. Was on our Christopher Thomas. It was 2 best friends starting a fashion company, CT, Christopher Thomas, CT, right?
cool.
Big up to 203. We had this whole
Hell yeah.
like vision. And I was like, dude, I was waiting tables. I had $1,900 to my name. I was like, I'm out. My mom's like, what? I went and I thanked the teacher and I said, thank you. You really inspired me, but I'm going to start my own fucking business. And so I moved to San Francisco, California, with $1,900 in my pocket. And
With Chris.
with Chris Cortez, he had a roommate. It was a junior 1-bedroom. It was almost a studio. And there's fucking 3 of us living in there. I lived on a couch, and it didn't matter because, again, dude, I'd come back to Bridgeport. We were living on Madison Avenue, and I was like, dude, this is not. I can't do this. Right? Bridgeport's not going anywhere.
California
I can't.
or Bridgeport?
So I moved to San Francisco. Shout out to SF, dude. SF was a fucking great place. Place almost killed me. Almost killed me. I mean, I left San Francisco in a body bag. We'll get to that. San Francisco, man, was very, very good to me. Chris and I had built this fashion company, right? And we ended up doing accessories and then going into hats. And like hats were our thing because there wasn't much competition out there, and we had a vision, dude. We had the swag. We knew what we wanted. We wanted to be different. I was working 3 jobs. I was waiting tables and bartending at this high-end Japanese restaurant. So I was having money. During the day, I was delivering flowers on Polk Street for a high-end flower place in San Francisco. And I was having these hats. I had these hats in my bag that I was selling. I was going door to door trying to sell these hats out of a bag, and I was trying to pick up accounts. So I would go drop off flowers. I would go stop by a shop in the Mission and be like, yo, you see these? Like, I'll give you these at wholesale for $25. They retail for $50. And I ended up picking up like 3-4 accounts quick. And I was like, oh shit. And one of my like routes one of the clients I was delivering fucking delivering flowers to was a Rebecca Beeson. I don't even think they're around anymore. It was a woman's line based out of San Francisco. And I walked in, it was a lofty spot. And I went to go deliver the flowers. And I was like, dude, this place is like really cool, real trendy. The CEO was there. He was like he had a swag. He knew what he was doing. He's an older guy. And I like to talk to everybody. So I was like, dude, what do you do? What is Rebecca Beeson? He goes, the clothing line. I said, oh, that's fucking cool. I said, can I show you something? He goes, sure. Marched my ass back to the car and I grabbed my bag with my hats in it. And I showed it to him and he goes, dude, you make these? I said, well, I don't sew them, but yeah, they're my vision. Like this is my shit. And he goes, how many you got? I'm like, 12. It took my neighbor was a seamstress and he worked at Levi's down in Union Square and he was a nasty sewer. So we would go pick the fabric, we'd source the fabric. It was really like cool. We'd put them all together and he'd cut them and sew them and then I'd go sell them and we'd all cut it up. And
I always say, if you ever write a book or documentary or anything, you got to call it From Hats to Riches.
yeah, I'm gonna do it. I love, but dude,
I'll be the director.
Yeah.
Dude, the hat company. So we'll get to this. So the guy was manufacturing in San Francisco, and he's like, "Let me call my guy." So like, I can get you. Do you want more of these? I said, "Yeah, dude." I'm like, I only this is the last set I got. My guy's taking fucking 7 weeks to make 20 of them.
Yeah,
because he's working full time, right?
Yeah.
And he's kind of your buddy's doing it, so you know how that goes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
And he called Johnny Fan. Johnny Fan was in South of Market in the South of Market district of San Francisco. I mean, this place is fucking rough, dude. You go South of Market, it's like crackheads in front of Starbucks, dude, smoking a glass pipe. Like it's fucked up. I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco. South of Market's like, I mean, now it's like fucking all great, but back in, this was like, now we're fast forward
2000,
2002, 2003. And it was a rough spot, man. But we went into this factory and I walk in and you take these elevators just like we did here and you go in and I open they open the door and it's 1,000 Asian women sewing. It was like a product line. Like it was a fucking crazy. And you had Miranda. I remember Miranda was like the production manager, just like making sure everybody was sewing, fucking working around the hours. Like,
Was it a sweatshop or like?
Yeah.
It was a sweatshop. Like it was a factory, bro. Like I thought I was in like Hong Kong. No, straight up, dude. Like this place was like, I was like, this is crazy, but this is cool. I'm like, yo, I could make a lot of fucking hats.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm like, dude, I was like, well, we need money to make hats.
Yeah.
We need money. So I ended up like rounding up investors. Like, look, you like these hats? You want to fucking invest? Give me a hard money loan. And I ended up raising like 15 grand and we went into production. We made like 100 and 150 hats. And at that time, I'm at like 12 accounts, 10 to 12 accounts. But we always like to be cool. We wanted to be exclusive, right? Everybody loves the exclusivity. So if you were in the Mission District, I only sold the hats. It was a place called Hats in the Mission District. And then if you were in North Beach, I think the place was called Rye. It was like Rye. So each district had a different section. And then we would travel down to LA.
Different hats at each
different
place.
hats in just different areas. If you were in the Mission District, you could only get my hats in one place. If you were in North Beach, you would only get my hats in one place. I would not sell to the competitors. I wouldn't sell.
Nice.
Right. So we wanted to be exclusive, kind of like that Nike exclusivity. And this is before the Nike had dropped all that exclusive shit. But this is the type of stuff we thought we were going to make it. And fucking, dude, we're sleepless nights. We're picking up accounts. I met like this wholesaler out of fucking Japan, dude. This guy came and hooked up 30 accounts for me in Japan. So now I'm like, I got shops in LA, I got shops in San Francisco, I got shops in Japan. I flew to Boston. I had 3 accounts in Boston. I had 2 in New Haven. I'm like, dude, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're in, bro. We're people win. And we didn't have money, dude. We were broke. It was about seeing somebody walking in LA or San Francisco rocking my hat.
Yeah.
That's what it was about. Wait, dude, we weren't thinking about the money. I was still working 2 jobs, dude. I had money. I mean, obviously I wanted to fucking make it. Right. I wanted to do something in my life. And I thought then that was my ticket, Chris was in grad school at the time. And his whole thesis for grad school was the hat company. We threw parties and we were like this. We thought we were the shit in San Francisco. And I had selling the hats, working 2 jobs. I had a friend of mine that was like, I met these guys, like they're your age, they're making a ton of money. They got a Mercedes, just bought a brand new Benz. Like I'm like, they wear suits every day. They got Rolexes. And I'm like, well, I'm fucking eating ramen right now. We're like, we're like really talking about a fucking starving artist, dude. We were broke, man. But I we had to get there to where we were today. Like it was rough, man. I constantly have to call my mom. I'm like, Mom, like I have no more money. You know, everything I made it work. I was like, I would invest in the hat company because we had to manufacture and we want to get the hat. I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm all in, dude. I'm gonna go broke, but everybody's gonna have a hat.
Yeah.
Right? And it's fucking, you know, any money we made, we partied with, right? So it was like the profit, we were partying. We'd go throw a party, we'd throw a fashion show, and just the drinking started getting out of hand for me at this point. You know, I was always a blackout drinker, but I thought that was normal. I'm like, dude, blacking out's cool, right? And I found out later, like not everybody blacks
cool.
out. Well, not everybody blacks out, right? Like,
yeah.
I blacked out, made an asshole out of myself, and that was not a good look for me, right? It was not a good look for me. Oh, TJ's fucking fucked up, you know. But again, the booze was my devil. And we had Chris. So the girl, the friend of mine that I knew, she was talking about a mortgage company, right? And
the guys in the
the guys in the suits.
Sorry, back.
You're good,
I'll
you're good.
rewind. So back in the guys in the suits, and she was like, "Let me introduce you." She's like, "They're doing mortgage," and I was like, "Okay, but I don't really know any."
Were you like, "What's a mortgage?"
I did. I said, "What the fuck's a mortgage?" And there's a joke. I didn't even know there was a letter T in the word mortgage, and I tell this story all the time. Like my mother had bought that condo and it was like $80,000. And my mother didn't make a lot of money. My mother worked her ass off her whole life, but again, she had to support me. She had to support me. She making $25,000. How do you afford a $75,000 condo? I didn't like, and I didn't know. I didn't really know you could borrow the money and secure it to the house. And that's why. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's go get me the interview. And I got the interview. I got food poisoning, and I'm gonna tell you, my fucking sometimes bad luck. Sometimes I gotta go to the bad luck first before I get to the goods, right? I always gotta shit's always gotta get fucked up for me to learn. It's always an experience. That's why Jake was saying I feel like you got every bad experience. You have to find the opportunity, and there's always a fucking opportunity. Bad shit's gonna happen, right? What are you gonna do with it? Just like in Jake's fucking quote this morning, it was great, and I love that. We got to take a picture of that frame. But look, what do you do with it, right? So. Dude, I'm telling you, I was throwing up on the way to this interview. I had a 3-piece suit. I paid $3 or $2 at Polk thrift shop on Polk Street next to the flower place. There was a thrift store. I bought a suit for $3. My mother had to send me a fucking tie from Marshall's in a box. She sent me a tie because I had to wear a tie. So I had a 3-piece suit and a tie. And my friend was driving me to this interview, and I'm throwing up outside the car, pulling over. I'm like, I tell you, I got food poisoning. I ate something late. I couldn't sleep from the anxiety, and I went in South of Market. We lived in South of Market in the hood because we had no money at this time. We moved spots, and we ended up having this place. It was bigger, but it was like in the ghetto. And I went to the ghetto deli. I ate something bad.
With all the anxiety.
I'm telling you, man, I was throwing up. I was drinking Pedialyte like a 2-year-old. I was drinking Pedialyte to get the nutrients on me. And I remember going up in San Francisco. I was driving from South of Market, and up South of Market to Nob Hill is driving up these hills, and I remember I kept pulling over and throwing up. I'd pull over, boom. I get up San Francisco, the Tiffany building. It's in Union Square. This place is beautiful. I'm super intimidated. I'm shaking at this point. And I go up to the elevator and I knock on the door, and I'm like some dude comes out and he's like, "Wait here." And all I hear is like this boiler room, like straight out of the movies, like 50 dudes just banging the hook on the phone. And I was like, whoa. Like this, it
looked like the Asian sweatshop,
dude. Except these guys were in suits and ties, right? They're all my age. They're like, they look like. I'm like, dude, I want in on this. I felt the energy as soon as that door opened. I was like, whoa. I'm like, whew. I'm bugging in. I still didn't know what a fucking mortgage was. I remember Mike Reno. My shout out to Mike Reno. Mike Reno was the sales manager at the time. It was SRI Mortgage, and Mike Reno came out and interviewed me first, and he was asking, like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Dude, I got 3 fucking jobs. I'm selling hats out of a bag. I think I'm an entrepreneur. I like to make money. I bust my ass." He's like, all right. He's like, "Hold on." He got the CEO, Mark Samuel. Mark, my guy. Mark gave me the first opportunity in mortgage. Mark came out. He had my resume. I don't know what the fuck was on my resume. Bartender, server, fucking
whole bunch of stuff.
Entrepreneur, CEO of Christopher Thomas, right? He was like looking at it. He's like, "How long is it going to take you to learn this shit?" I go, "When the fuck can I get a paycheck?" He goes, "You're hired." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, you're in." I said, "Okay." I'm like, "But dude, like, I'm really fucking sick." Yo, I'm like, "I know it's not the first day. Like, I know it's the first day." I'm like, "I've been throwing." I'll be like, "Dude, just come back tomorrow." Came back tomorrow, and I've been in the mortgage business ever since. This was 2000, late 2002, early 2003, I think. And I've been doing mortgages
So
ever since.
you jumped into the mortgage business, but the
right away.
hat company.
So now I was able to make more money. Right now I was making more money to fund the hat company, make more production, do more shows. And Chris and my other roommate had auditioned for the Tommy Hilfiger reality show called The Cut. This was like Tommy Hilfiger's Apprentice. Like Trump had The Apprentice at the same time. Tommy Hilfiger had The Cut. It was like the fashion designer, the leading fashion designer in the country. Like he was going to different cities, interviewing people. And my two roommates, Carter Butler, he was like running our production. Shout out to Carter. I hope he starts listening to this shit, but it's my boy. He was like running our production. Chris was designing. I was doing the sales, and there was the three of us running the tech company. You know, we had a small production. We had accounts. Like it was a little company. Still broke. 3 fucking jobs, still broke. Partying around in San Francisco. Like anything I did went down my throat, but we'll get to that. And Chris and Carter auditioned for this Tommy Hilfiger reality show. Me, I was fucking drunk, wasted, probably hungover till 2:00. Didn't even know about the audition. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. You know, Chris ended up winning the show. And he had gone on. Shout out to Cortez. Super proud of him. He fucking went. He got a job with Tommy Hilfiger and became Tommy Hilfiger's lead designer. Unfortunately, TJ was done. I got the hat company was over because Chris could not focus on that. Right. God willing, and so fucking grateful I had the mortgage job, because now I was upset at Chris. I was fucking jealous as fuck, dude. You know, it was my own issue, but I'm super proud of him. So Chris, I do love you. Don't worry about it if you are listening. Do love you. Super proud of you. I was jealous, but still love you. So maybe that's an amends to Chris. I never got to make an amends to Chris. So Chris, there's my amends.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ever since I met TJ like 10 years ago, he had like this resentment towards
Chris.
Yeah. Some guy named Chris that I never even knew, but he would talk about it all the time.
So let's fuck it. Let me just tell you about it. So Christopher Thomas, right? It was 2 best friends. Our logo was a wishbone. Our logo was a wishbone. It was the dopest thing. It had the story.
The hats were cool. I remember you had some.
It had it, yo. Every motherfucker. Junie, my boy, R.I.P. Junes, yo. Dude, Junie was my biggest supporter. Dude, Junie bought like 30 of these things. We would,
and he was rocking them still.
He was always rocking
15
them,
years
dude.
later.
15 years later, bro. Shout out Junes, man. We miss you. We love you.
Miss you and love you always.
So Chris had won, and look, I was jealous, dude. I was upset. I didn't know that Chris had to do what he had to do, bro. You know, and I was fucking young. I was stupid. I was drunk, right? And look, where I could peel back the onion, I could have auditioned for it. I was fucking wasted, right? Chris is a designer. Chris is a beast at what he does. Fucking super amazing, super talented,
awesome guy
kid.
too. From when I met him later on in
he's
life,
great. He was my best
you got
friend.
to meet him?
Yeah. I was butthurt, dude. I was butthurt, you know, but look, I'm grateful for, again, that was the fucking opportunity. And I was like, dude, well, you know what, dude, fuck this. I'm going after that mortgage money. And you know what I did? I got mad and I just started fucking busting my ass. And I was like, dude, fuck this. And I remember I made 6 figures my first year in mortgage. And I was like, this is fucking amazing. I was like, dude, I was broke. I got my heart broken. I was fucking my whole career, my whole life I thought was over because I put everything into that fucking hat company. Thank God. I was the social butterfly. I was in the club scene. I had met the right people at the right time. I got the opportunity. I took advantage of the opportunity. Mark Samuel gave me the opportunity. So I am indebted to that guy. He is fucking the reason I'm in the mortgage business. He hired me on the spot. And I've been doing mortgage ever since, you know, and I ended up moving to Los Angeles, right? The hat company abolished, right? I tried to move it. It didn't work. Chris and I, we had gone our separate ways and we couldn't do the company. He'd given me the company. I'm like, dude, I can't fucking do this alone. I'm just going to do mortgage. And I focused on mortgage. I got mad and I got work. That's how I when I was upset or mad, I would just go make money.
Yeah.
That was like my way out. You know, I was always into the martial arts thing. I did that, but that wasn't enough, dude. My anger was deep. I had like this burn and I wanted to do something.
I wanted to prove yourself.
I had to prove myself to everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. My wife calls it poor kid from Fairfield syndrome. It's just that.
We know all about that.
That deep drive, bro. That deep drive. That's where a lot of shit comes from. And that shit came out of me, you know, in mortgage. I was able to make money. Like I was like, dude, maybe this is it. I thought that's right. This is it, dude. This is mortgage. I can help people get in houses, right? I can help people save money and I can get paid while I'm doing it. So I stayed in the mortgage business. You know, I had moved to LA for I opened up another branch of our mortgage company and it was like another retail branch. It was great. It was 5670 Wilshire Boulevard, dude. it was fucking awesome. It's called the Miracle Mile. And it's my favorite part of LA. It's this little pocket that's like right around Wilshire between La Brea and Fairfax. So shout out to the Mile. Miracle Mile, baby. It's fucking great. And I was there. I was living right across the street from my office, and we were killing it, dude. I was killing it. Again, more money, more problems with me with drinking, right? I was fucking drinking a lot.
Working hard, partying
Working
harder.
hard, drinking every night. And then, you know, in the early 2000s, in that subprime boom, it was, we partied, man. We partied, made a lot of money, and we partied. Didn't save anything. And I fucking, that was the beginning of my end with drinking, because at this point, the market had crashed, right? I mean, I'm telling you, I remember the day that the banks at Lehman Brothers went on. They were one of our biggest investors, and our whole pipeline of like, I had like a $30 million pipeline. It was like, I don't know, I had like 15 guys on my team, and we were killing it, dude. We were a tight team. We fucking all guys, half of them moved from Connecticut. Shout out to Will Gill, Dante Scatino, Daniel Muniz.
Brought the 203.
Eugene Kim. We brought the 203 to the 323, baby. The 203 to the 323.
Yeah.
I brought the
real
fucking, I wanted the hustlers out there,
Hell
man,
yeah.
making money, living
They
the
don't
life.
make them like they do around here.
Dude,
No.
we had
Hell no.
we had our own fucking entourage. We thought we were entourage.
Hell yeah.
And the fucking, as soon as the Lehman was like the first investor to go out, and it was boom. I was like, oh shit, crashed. And I was, I didn't know what to do. But look, like I think that, and I talk about this today, like you have to always be on your toes, right? You have to always be on your toes. You can't just
Bruce Lee.
pivot now, dude. You can't pivot now when you get smacked. You got to always be ready. Like even like again, we love jujitsu. I compare to jujitsu, but you got to be ready, dude. You got to be on your toes. You got to be like
Somebody's always trying to choke
Move
you
like
out.
water.
yeah, somebody's gonna get you. You're gonna get something. Something's gonna happen. You got to be able to move and the drop of a dime and fucking make shit happen. And
Yeah.
everything everything that was in an adjustable or a subprime loan or a negatively amortization loan, those banks went out, and we had all these people with a pipeline. And I'm like, what the fuck? What am I doing? And I was cold calling for new investors previously. I did subconsciously. I was cold call to get new investors and new products. And I ended up getting Mike Dell on the phone. I don't know if Mike Dell, what's up, Dell? Mike Dell was
Hope
one of
he's
my
doing
first, one of my first mentors in the mortgage business. I ended up getting this dude on the phone out of New York, and it was called Top Dot Mortgage. And they were a huge mortgage company on Long Island. They had an operation in Oakland. So I knew both, and we ended up wholesaling to them. And in a panic, dude, when everybody's going out of business, I'm like, Mike, I called him first. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? I'm like, I got fucking 30 million in loans that I can't fucking get done. These people are bugging out. I'm like, 20 people quit. My operations staff is losing it. The CEO's about to jump out of the building. I'm like, I'm watching the news. I'm like, dude, this is a problem. I'm like, what's going on? And they're in New York. I'm like, dude, can it go full doc? And I'm like, full doc means like
Full
show paperwork,
document,
full document, all
pay stubs,
documents,
everything.
all documents. I'm like,
Some of them.
I'll find out. I'll fucking grab the files. And we didn't have all this fucking electronic shit. These were fucking paper files stacked out around like long. I had all those desks to put my problems away, right? So I started this is when my shit started getting real bad. And I was like, call my mom. She's like, T, you got to put down the booze, just get sober. So then I started going to meetings. I was like 25, 26. I thought I fucking knew everything. I was like, dude, my mom doesn't drink. My father's a fucking alcoholism. I'm like, dude, I can do this. I can fucking show up. I can stop drinking. Guess what? I didn't fucking stop.
A lot harder.
I didn't fucking stop drinking, and things got worse for me. And I was still making money, right? Top Dot had an Orange County operation. David Brown, the CEO, was like, dude, just go run my fucking Orange County branch. I'll flood you with leads. I'll take care of you, dude. You're one. Like, this guy really valued me, and I felt valued by this guy. And look, I thought I was always good at loans, man. I knew from day one, mortgages made sense. And I tell a lot of the young guys, like, look, dude, when they come to do mortgage, I'm like, you have two options. Mortgage is going to make sense to you or it's not. If it doesn't make sense, you're not going to be in the mortgage business. You're not going to like it because it's fucking sucks, right? It's ups and downs. It sucks when it's busy. It sucks when it's slow, right? And it's one of those things that like you either get it or you don't. And David knew that about me.
all day.
It's a grind. And David knew that about me. He knew my story. He knew I was struggling, and he fucking helped me. He gave me another opportunity. I stayed with Top Dot. I had my own team in his branch, and I was killing it. And then I was, look, we were doing fucking really well, man. I was like, oh shit, dude, I'm about to be out. I was trying. So let me back up. look, I had taken on a lot of debt, right? Because look, I was living a life. I was living in the penthouse of the Palazzo East in
Mid-20s,
LA.
yeah, make a lot
I
of
had
money.
my first range, right? My girl had the X5. Like I was fucking just reckless with my money, and I was making a ton of money. I had to pivot. I learned how to fucking pivot the wrong way, right? Like I was talking about, you always had to be ready. I was always ready, but the drinking got in my way, right? And I made bad decisions drinking, right? And looking back, that was one of the things that really fucked me. Like, look, the financial crisis was hard, dude. But like me, this is where I learned. I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking stopping. What am I gonna do? People are like, T, just file bankruptcy, just do it. And I'm like, I'm killing myself, dude. I had a 650 mid score. I had so much debt. My bills were fucking over anything I was making because look, the mortgage business shrunk, right? You were able to make good money, but I had to restart, dude. I had to a new company. I had to restart. I moved. It was a different model. It was a FA. I had to learn FHA business, and
You had to like step back and
I had to step
before it
back,
yeah.
regroup, and I couldn't get ahead, dude. And I mean, you
couldn't
guys
keep
that
up
know me,
with it.
dude, I was not stopping, bro. I was pushing day in and day out, but then I was drinking because I felt the pity party, right? I felt so fucking sorry for myself. Oh, dude, you lost all your money. You lost. I mean, my fucking house was in foreclosure at this point. I couldn't afford anything, and David was like, "We're closing California operation. I'm moving you home." I'm like, "Really?" This dude fucking
Your boss?
Yeah, this dude hooked me up. He didn't see, we didn't like shit was popping off, right? Then the market got bad. He's like, dude, I'm closing Cali.
This is what, 2007?
2007, probably. No.
After the crash. So
Maybe nine?
No. So the crash was 2008. Yeah, so 2009.
Okay.
We were wholesaling on the top of that 2007. We went out in 2008. I was working for them in 2009. I moved back to New York about 2010. And fucking, I was like, this guy saved my life. Picked me up, moved me back, put me into, we had corporate housing right next to the office. I was back home, it was fucking cold, but I was in grinding with the New Yorkers now, right? I was looking in California, like, look, I'm from the East Coast. I'm the New York metro area. I grew up half the time in New York living with my dad, and it's a different grind out here, right? It's a different grind. And I was killing everybody in Cali. But again, everything was done in New York. So I was working for a New York company, living in Cali, 3-hour difference, Cali time. You know, shit was going bad. David moved me home. He knew I was fucked up. And he's like, dude, I'll come. I'll take care of you. And this is when I met Brett Kogel. Brett Kogel, I actually talked to you yesterday. So Brett gets to listen to this. Love you, bro. This dude saved my life. David and Brett Kogel saved my life. And I was like, I walk into Top Dot, dude. It's like the size of our total mortgage building now, but every floor was mortgages. Floor 1 was underwriting, floor 2 was closing, floor 3 was processing, floor 4 was the executives, the 5th floor was the sales floor. I mean, this place was huge, and you could just feel the vibe. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking saved, bro. I'm fucking saved. I'm like, boom. And he gave me the opportunity. Now I could play with the big guys. I was with the top fucking mortgage originators in the country. And David, like, I was like the Cali boy. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm from Connecticut, dude. I'm right over the water. Dude. Oh, Cali boy. I'm like, all right, we'll see. And I start blowing the fucking doors off of all their top producers. Not blowing the doors. Like, I was killing everybody, their top producers. I was catching up, and I was like the guy. And I'm like, oh shit, now they know who this fucking Cali boy is. And I'm like, I'm really 203, baby. But you know,
yeah, don't forget
203 to the fucking death. And, you know, and then I earned my respect with these New York boys, right? And they became my friends. And I'll never forget, everything got shut off. Top Dot got shut down like this over a fax machine. 2,500 employees done. And I had just gotten my head above water, bro. I was like, this is it. I can pay off my debt. My boys were all telling me, T, file bankruptcy. You're not the amount of money you owe. I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking filing. I'm not a quitter. I'm going to push. I'm going to push. And like, I moved to New York. I was like, dude, I'm starting to make money. Like, I got a huge fucking pipeline. I'm like, dude, this is it. Yo, I won. Boom. Top Dot goes out of business overnight. And I was like, what the fuck? I've never seen, like, nobody knew it was coming. To this day, who knows what the fuck happened? David Brown, man, I love you to death. That dude looked like he saw a ghost. And I think to this day, I think he got fucked. So long story short, the company went out of business. And I'm fucking like, oh God, what am I going to do? I'm going to drink. Right? Because I knew that the drink would kill this fucking pain. I think immediately I went to the bar. and hanging out with the bar guys. The guys fucking drinking. All these fucking guys, right? This is the mortgage guys, and nobody knows what they're gonna do. And we're jumping around from company to company to bank to bank. I'm like, dude, fuck this. I had met another guy through Top Dot, and I was dating a girl in San Francisco at the time, and I moved back to San Francisco. This guy, Ron Perkins, and shout out to Ron, dude. This dude gave me another opportunity. So I'm trying to just shout out all the people who fucking helped me along the way, dude. Ron Perkins, dude, to this day helped me. And I'm drinking bad at this point, but I'm out there. I'm grinding out. I'm still working, but dude, I'm fucking drinking. I'm drinking during the day. I'm getting arrested. I'm fucking getting fucked up. I'm like, dude, this is not good. I ended up having to go home, move back to Connecticut because I couldn't stay sober. I'm trying to go to meetings. I'm going to meetings, and I would get like 2 days. I would get 3 days sober off the fucking booze. I'd do 3 weeks. I'd drink, and it would get worse, and it would get worse, and it would get worse. And I was like, dude, I was living in a room above a garage at this point. I'm in bank. The repo guys are coming. My car I owed money on. I didn't file bankruptcy. I'm still trying to keep up my bills. So I was like, dude, fuck it, bro. I got to move the fuck home. I fucking bounced out of San Francisco. My boy, Mike Tompkins, shout out Mike.
Mikey
T's.
Mike.
Mike T. Like Mike. I'm like, Mike, I moved. I packed with my shit. I could fit in the plane, and I'll never forget, dude. I had on my way back, Mike dropped me off. He's like, T, and I was sober. He's like, T, don't drink. I'm like, I'm not drinking. I got my big book. I used to love drinking on the plane, dude. I don't know why. I used to like fucking meet people at the airplane bar.
Yeah.
Not a fucking cool thing to do. For you guys who listen, do not fucking do that. That shit sucks. And I remember, dude, I had my big book, bro. I had my big book on the bar.
The AA book.
The AA, the Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. The only book I ever fucking read. The only book I've ever read to this day. The Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. That shit saved my life. And I'm looking at my big book, and then I order my Jameson. I used to love whiskey at this time, and I'm salivating at this point. I know I'm gonna drink. I had like 2-3 weeks, bro. I was out of rehab. I was going to meetings. I was an outpatient. I was really trying to, like, I knew, seeing what my dad the way my dad drank, and I did not want to fucking go down that path. And I didn't know how to fucking not drink, bro. Like, I'm like, I could go sit in a fucking meeting and smoke 100 fucking cigarettes and drink coffee till I'm fucking shaking and listen to these fucking people. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I can't do this. So guess what? I drank. I came home, called Bike Mike packed up everything in my brand new apartment. I got left that thing. I took a new job. I got a brand new apartment. I still wasn't even unpacked. And Mike just packed my shit for me
back for you
and shipped it back.
See, there's nothing like a Mike.
There's
Mike.
not, yo, yeah, you remember, dude, Mike.
Remember Mike Tompkins?
That's why Black Rock at fucking Brewster Street. Yeah.
Yo, Mike. Shout out Mike.
Mike T, bro. Mike, dude. Yeah.
Mike T is he's a real one. He's a real one. He is, for sure. Like
Oaktown, bro. He's from Oakland. I was living in Oakland. He packed my shit. He's like, bro, I was getting in trouble in Oakland. I did 3 days in fucking their fucking jail, dude. Not good, yo. Like, I was fucking, dude, scary shit. And Mike, you guys know Mike. Like, bro, you don't want to be in Oakland fucking jail. I'm like, I know.
All right. So you get back to Connecticut.
I get back to Connecticut, and I met Spaghetti. I met Uncle Jake. And I had linked up with Jake. I had linked up with Junie. And dude, I shipped my stuff to my mom's house in Naugatuck, and I was living on Jake's mother's couch, dude. I fucking
it was a fun time.
Lisa. It was grateful to Lisa, man. And Lisa,
shout out Lisa,
Annie,
Lisa and Annie, they're goats.
I'm fucking shouting out everybody that helped me, dude, and paying homage right now.
Hell yeah.
Very, very grateful for everybody named in this, and I mean that even if we don't talk to this day. But very grateful for everything you guys did for me. So
it made you who you are.
Made me who I was. So dude, I fucking shipped my stuff. I'm fucking living. I was like, dude, I can't go in Naugatuck. I got no money. I was 29 now. I was like, dude, I'm fucking. I knew I had one job, and I came home to get sober. I relapsed on the plane. I got drunk on the plane. It was Christmas Eve. I ended up getting drunk. I went to a detox at Christmas at SCRC in New Haven. This place is a fucking hood.
Oh yeah.
And
I
went there too. Dude, I was like,
I know, yeah, that place is.
Bro, this is Christmas, bro. This is my first Christmas home. I'm like, and again, you think I'd learn to stop fucking drinking, right? No, didn't fucking shoot. I got out of that fucking place, bought a bottle of SoCos and went to the sports page and started slamming shit and hanging out with the wrong people, right? And I knew my mother came and got me and took me to a noon meeting. And then I think Jake was there. Jake and Junie were there. And I'm throwing up, dude, in the parking lot, like fucking hangover. Just like, I need the fucking steady. I need that shot of whiskey, 2 shots of whiskey to get
just
going
to get right again. Yeah.
We call it a steady Paul Ryan. Remember that fucking guy, Paulie Ryan. So I'm throwing up. I'm in the meeting. I get into the fucking meeting and it's packed, bro, in Westport. And I had to sit on the ground because there's no fucking seats. I'm sweating. I just thrown up. And I raised my hand. I'm like, dude, I'm fucked up, bro. I need help. And like 5-10 people surrounded me, helped me get sober. And my first fucking sponsor. And I think I had one more relapse after that. Just a small, wasn't even a good one, dude. It was like I was doing the right thing. I was starting to work the steps. I was.
Yeah, AA really kills kills the vibe when you go out and try to drink.
Dude. And I'm like, I remember, I'm like, the last time I drank, it wasn't even a good one. I was at a fucking sober party, straight up sober party, like with a bunch of sober people, and I'm sneaking whiskey shots at the bar, like going back talking about sobriety. Like that's how fucked up I was. Wasted. They knew.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah. Like, and I took the train.
No judgment, though.
Didn't get in trouble this time, right? Wasn't arrested. Wasn't in fucking New York City jail. I remember I was in New York. We went to this party, bunch of sober people. I'm sneaking shots, talking about being sober. Came back here. I was like, dude, I'm done, I'm done. And I ended up, I've been sober ever since, bro. I got fucking 10 years in March. It's fucking crazy. That's a big one.
Hell yeah.
10 fucking years. So
it went by fast.
You guys, bro, yeah, dude.
It seemed like a struggle.
Me and Jake, fucking, we did anything in junior. We stayed together. That's why we're so close to this day.
Yeah.
I think,
early on,
yeah.
Me and I remember one night, like very, very early on, me and Junie drove to Naugatuck.
Yep.
Picked
Jake's white fucking
Dodge. What
was it called? The Ghost.
It was called the Goblin Mobile.
The Goblin. That's what it was. The Goblin.
Picked up TJ and went to this. It was like a diner attached to a strip club or something in Waterbury, Connecticut. At 12 o'clock at night.
God.
Just to all like stay sober.
Yeah, we couldn't sleep, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't fucking sleep. And
it seemed horrible when we were going through it, but looking back, it was
those are like the most memorable times of my life.
Yeah.
Jake, I remember one time we were like just feeling so sorry for ourselves. Fuck this. Jake's doing like 90 on the highway and we fucking start fishtailing on black ice on Route 8. And me and people would start freaking out. Me and Jake are like, we're dead. Well, you remember that, bro? You remember that?
I do remember. I looked. We almost like we were hydroplaning in a snowstorm, about to die, and TJ was just. I remember he just goes, "Here we go.
Like, we're done, bro." At this point, I was like, "Fuck it, dude." I was miserable, bro. And for you guys getting sober, man, like this too shall pass. Like you get a slow fucking burn, dude. You gotta feel that shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
definitely
feel
best
it.
choice in my life for sure.
Yeah, dude. Again, man, my mom, man, but my mom.
I was gonna say that.
I knew
Your mom seems like.
Yeah, I feel like I knew subconsciously. I knew I would eventually get sober, but I was too fucking stubborn to just put the booze down and do what I had to do. And I was so scared, so full of my own shit and selfish and
ego.
Yeah. It was all ego, dude.
Yeah.
And I, God willing, by the grace of God, dude, I stayed sober, man. And it's been a fucking good journey, dude. It's been a good journey. So I went. So this gets better. So
let's get into the good stuff.
So I put down the booze, right? I was home for like 15 days, and dude, I'm going nuts, bro. My skin's crawling out. We're fucking staying all night, going to diners, and who knows what. We're driving around. I'm like, and I had already had my NMLS license. So Dodd-Frank came out in 2010. Luckily, I had my license already. I already passed the test because guys, those fucking tests, bro. Those mortgage tests are no joke. They're very difficult. And I'm not a test taker. I didn't know school, but I knew mortgage. So I had my license, and I remember I put on a suit, and I was calling fucking every mortgage company I knew. I was like, dude, I'm back in town. I'm from here. Can we set up an interview? And everybody's like, oh, dude, you got bad credit. So I had just filed bankruptcy. I got sober, right? And I'm like, I'm going to start facing everything, right? You learn to face everything on the cover, fuck everything and run, right? I learned how to face all my problems, one thing at a time, man, one foot in front of the other. And I started fucking knocking out every fucking issue I had. It was law. It was fucking lawsuits. It was fucking bills,
Debt,
it was
yeah.
debt, it was whatever it was.
Relationships.
Dude. I knew that I wanted to stay sober, and this is what I needed to do. This is what my higher power was telling me to do. Is what everybody that had what I wanted, had the life that I wanted, was telling me to do. I do. I was like, fuck it, dude. I became a soldier in the sobriety world. I'm like, he said, look, my first mind was like, dude, you need to take these as orders. They're suggestions, but you need to take them as orders.
Mm-hmm.
And I just fucking did everything.
That's what switched it, huh?
Yeah, that's what and I just did it, dude. And I started feeling better. And little by little, my life started getting better, and I'm cold calling. I'm like, dude, I'm not quitting my mortgage, dude. This is what I do, bro. This is my bread and butter. Like, this is my life. So I start calling fucking mortgage companies, and nobody would hire me because of my bankruptcy and the licensing issue. Because the credit of the country was bad. This is 2011. Yeah. People were like, your mortgage got bankruptcy. You're not gonna hire. And I'm real depressed. And I'm like going through it right now. I'm probably like a month sober now. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro? I can't even get, like, what am I going to do? Like, what the fuck am I going to do? I want to do mortgage. And this is when Wachovia had closed down and Wells Fargo bought Wachovia. And we were in Greenwich at an interview. My mom had to drive me around because my car, I didn't have a license. My car was getting repoed. Right. And I had fucking mommy drive me around to these interviews. I would have had Jake do it, but I was like, let my mom just do it because
your mom's the best, dude.
She could drive me around.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, shout out your mom.
Peg, dude,
she's the definition of a mom, a good mom.
So she drove me to the interview, and this fucking asshole, I'll never forget, Prospect Mortgage, dude. They're fucking regretting not hiring me now. They fucking shut me the fuck down.
No shout out to Prospect.
No, I don't even know if they're still around, bro. Fuck Prospect Mortgage.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, made me feel like shit. And I was like doing the right thing. And I'm like, dude, all right, fuck you, dude. I'm going to go get a job. And we ended up getting lunch at Stanford on the way home. And I saw a Wells Fargo home mortgage. I'm like, dude, Wells Fargo's in Cali. That's right. They bought Wachovia on the East Coast. I'm like, I'm going in. I walked my ass in. I dropped off my fucking resume. I'm like, is the boss here, the sales manager here? They're like, no. Who are you? I'm like, I'm Thomas Bepko. Here's my resume. Please have him call me. The guy called me like 2 days later. He's like, "Oh, Thomas Bepko, Jim Moran. Shout out to Jim Moran.
I was gonna say, is a shout out?
Shout out to Jim Moran, man. He fucking Wells Fargo home mortgage. He was the division or the area manager. He ran Connecticut and like Mass in New York. He was the big dog at the time, and Stanford, out of the Stanford branch. And he's like, well, I want you to, where do you live? I'm like, I'm in Fairfield. Well, I was in Bridgeport on Jake's couch. I didn't tell him I was in Bridgeport on Jake's couch. Right. And that's why I had a fucking PT Cruiser. Remember that car?
Oh my God.
I bought PT Cruiser from my boy Nate. PT Cruiser thing had a breathalyzer in it because I got a DUI. Right. So I was allowed to drive again. I had a fucking breathalyzer in it. And every time I would rinse my mouth with a mouthwash, the thing would fucking go off. I had to go get it recalibrated in New Rochelle because I fucking had mouthwash.
We used to drive into New York City and we'd have to pull over.
Jake would have to drive because I wasn't allowed to drive in New York. I was allowed to drive in Connecticut.
Only in Connecticut. So if we were going to New York City, we'd be driving the PT Cruiser and he'd drive to the border of New York, and then we'd switch out at this light off the exit.
And again, that was like one of the things where I knew I'd changed my life. Growing up, I'm like, fuck that, I'm riding dirty, but I was doing the right thing. I knew that the right thing to do was not drive to New York. So I drove to New York, parked that fucking thing, and we went to New York, and Jake drove, or Junior, whoever it was.
Yeah.
That was the type of shit I had to do to get sober, right? Like, that's a sober thing to do. Do the right thing a day at a time, right? It's one day at a time, that cliche.
Exactly.
Do the right thing a day at a time, and you always got to do the right thing, right? Help others. And, Jim
Which
Moran,
wolf are you feeding?
So Jim's like, so Jim's like, we already live I'm living on my boy's couch in Bridgeport, his mom's couch, but I'm in Fairfield, right? I grew up in Fairfield. And he's like, all right, well, I got an office in Southport with Brad Persiello. Brad's going to call you. I sit down with Brad, and Brad's like, you're hired. I was like, dude, I fucking killed this interview. And I knew he had my back. He was like, dude, you're like the type of new blood we need. I mean, in Wells Fargo, like I got a different mentality. I got tattoos. Like I had a suit on, and he's like, you got the drive. He's like, yo, I'm hiring you. And I'm like, all right, well, Brad, since I'm an honest guy, I'm doing the right thing. I just got to be honest with you. I'm in the middle of like a $4 million Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And 3 of my mortgages are with Wells Fargo. My car that's in the impound right now is
financed
Wells Fargo. I'm like, I had some secure lines of credit Wells Fargo. I'm like, dude, I just want to let you know up front because this went really well. And I'm like really grateful for the opportunity. I'm really excited for this job. And this dude went like this. And I'm like, sorry, bro. Like, I got to be honest. He's like, all right, well, let me see what I can do.
Right.
So here we go. I'm like, damn, bro, like I can't fucking win.
Yeah, catch a break.
long story short, I guess they vouched for me and they fucking hired me. So
Shout
shout
out.
out,
Yeah.
shout out to fucking Brad, bro. You give me another opportunity, man. You know, Brad, if you're listening, dude, you definitely helped me in my career, especially when I moved home. So I'm at Wells Fargo. I mean, you see TJB at fucking Wells Fargo, dude, suit and
Corporate
tie,
as
all
hell.
tight, corporate, dude. I lasted fucking a year there, not even before they fired me. But dude, I blew the doors off. They didn't know. They're like, where the fuck did this came from? I'm like top 3 in like the area in like 4 months. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, yep. Cause I knew how to work. I knew how to call, right? I picked up the phone and called, right? Like they were, look, again, the opportunity at Wells Fargo was amazing because Wells Fargo really taught me purchase business. And they were saying, look, if you don't have a purchase pipeline right now, if you can't survive in your purchase pipeline, you're going to be dead because refis are going to dry up. So they made you do sales calls every week. Jim Moran, I was like, all right, Jim, I'm going to pick the biggest fish. We're all chasing the biggest fucking realtor in Fairfield. Everybody's fucking chasing them. The same pitch. I bring in the main guy and Jim Moran. I'm like, why don't you guys come do this fucking sales pitch with me? And I'm going to pitch the biggest person in Fairfield, Julie Vanderbilt at Higgins Group. And I'm like, I'm going to pitch. I'm like, dude, let's try and get her business. I bring them all in. It went well. We did a couple deals with Julie, but they were forcing me to do purchase business, and I learned. But in the background, I was cold calling. I knew how to cold call. I've like cold call for years. I've always been a phone guy. I picked up the phone, bang the hook, and get a deal. And I was going out getting purchase business, and Wells Fargo gave you this like lead router system. They were giving you leads, and bro, these are Wells Fargo customers. And I worked at Wells Fargo. I'm like, hey, it's Thomas from Wells Fargo. They're like, oh, there you go. You want to lower your interest rate? This is when the Obama stimulus package. We had HARP. We had 3-step programs. I mean, dude, when I got fired from Wells Fargo, I had 23 million locked. It was over like 130 loans.
How'd you get fired? What the heck?
So
yeah,
I ended up. So this is, I don't know. I don't know. Fucking
I think like an important part of the story though is like kind of looking back, like where things lead to is you worked at Wells Fargo.
Exactly. I learned
Beth.
Yes.
Right.
Don't fucking rain on my parade. I know Jake knows this story because we've endless nights telling him. And like with Jake, the one thing I talk about with Jake is like Jake learned what not to do from me. He says I'm his mentor. He knows exactly what not to do.
It shows you the right things to do.
Right things to do.
I also was with him during a time where it was like, go, all right. TJ did this. Yeah. We don't need to do that.
We don't need. I already tested the waters, bro. That ain't work, homie.
We got to get what would TJ do bracelets.
That ain't good. Don't do that, bro. Do the complete opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we're at Wells Fargo, and look, my bankruptcy was good. I started like getting credit, and I was at the Fairfield branch, downtown Fairfield. That branch is still there, and before I filed bankruptcy, and I had a relationship with Wells Fargo because Wells was my California bank, and I had like this PMA account. It was private money account where you need a certain amount to have in the bank. And I won't get into the details, but I in the bankruptcy I filed, but apparently I did not know this, that like state tax liens and federal tax liens from the IRS or the Department of Revenue for California, it's not a dischargeable debt unless it fits in a box. It's got to be like 3 years from your discharge date. Like it's very fucking complicated. I didn't know, and these motherfuckers went in and levied my account after my bankruptcy, and I just got my life together, and they fucking pulled all my money out. Luckily, I was fucking street smart. I had multiple accounts, and by the time they caught that one, they pulled. I was working for like 6 months. I made like mid 6 figures like my first year out of sobriety at Wells Fargo. Like I was killing it, and these motherfuckers came in and took my money, bro. Took my money right out of my account. I'm like, dude, I just filed bankruptcy. Like I thought I was done with this. And again, the wreckage of the past, they talk about all the money I had just saved in that one account was fucking gone. So I was like, dude, fuck this. So I had a couple other accounts. I pulled the money out of my accounts that I had, a couple grand, and I started stacking money in a safety deposit box. Boom. Boom. I would get paid and put in the safety deposit box. I settled the debt. They took the money, so that lien was up. And I wanted to make sure, and I spent some time making sure I didn't have any other fucking tax liens, making sure everything else was good.
No other hiccup, like
no other
things
hiccups.
coming
I'm like, dude, I just got my life together. I was taking a beating, wreckage of the past, bro. But again, I did not fucking stop, bro. I was kept getting fucking hit. And they say, like, how tough are you, dude? You got to get motherfuckers to get back up and keep pushing. That's what makes you strong, right? And I would fuck it, dude. I'm relentless, bro. I didn't care, bro. I knew I wanted to do more. I was like, dude, they're not gonna fucking hold me back. They haven't fucking killed me yet. Haven't died yet. Right? I'm sober.
You're still here.
I'm sober, dude. It didn't matter. I was, that fucking, what do they call a pink cloud, bro. I was fucking running big book studies. I'm helping guys at this time. I'm living the fucking life. I was actually internally happy. I understood. I actually loved myself. Like,
Right.
I was at a place where, like, you know what? This is a hiccup. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to give it to God, and I'm going to fucking keep on grinding it out the way that I knew how to do it. And I'm stacking my money in the safety deposit box, and I want that PMA account. Wells Fargo wouldn't let me have a bank account. I worked at Wells. They wouldn't let me have a fucking bank account because of the bankruptcy, right?
Oh
like, you could
my
work there,
God.
but we can't. You're not fucking. I'm like, really? So I guess they're making a ton of money off me.
Yeah.
They gave me a shot. They're making a ton of money off me. I can't hold my money there. And I had met like the regional bank account manager, because I knew at Wells Fargo, you would meet the manager. You go like schmooze everybody to get deals from their branch, right? And this dude gave me a shot, man. Dominic, he's like, dude, all right, I'll give you the, I'll approve the PMA account. So I'm like, word. I go to the teller, and they're like, I'm like, all right, well, I got to open my PMA account. They're like, all right, well, you writing a check? I'm like, no. I'm like, all my money's in the safety deposit box right here in your branch, right here. That safety deposit box I go into every fucking day. That's where the fucking money is. They're like, all right. And they're like, oh, well, just, you got to break it up. I'm like, what do you mean break it up? Like, you can't do a large deposit. I'm like, why? It's my fucking money. I'm gonna fucking deposit my fucking money in the bank. It's sitting in the box right behind me. It's 20 yards away. Like, all right. So I start putting in 9,000 at a time, 9,000 at a time, 9,000 at a time. And
which is under the supposed red flag.
And I didn't,
limit, right?
the red flag that you can't put $10,000 into a bank account or it gets flagged. I didn't know. I didn't care. I'm living.
You just thought, this is my money.
This is my money. I'm living an honest life, dude. I'm not fucking. All this is already taxed, bro. This is so I could hide it from the motherfuckers. I'm gonna pull it on my account because I get a wreckage of my past. Somebody comes out from a debt that I thought was included in my bankruptcy, right, and take my money. So my sales manager called me. He's like, Thomas, we got a fucking opportunity for you. I need you to come down. Calm down. These motherfuckers lied to me, yo. They had him on a cold call, on a call with the lead investigator and the CEO of fucking Wells Fargo. And I'm like, these dudes are grilling me, bro. Like a full-on interrogation internally at Wells Fargo. And they're like, where'd you get the money? Where'd I get the fucking money? Look at my pay stub, bro. Look at my fucking pay stub. Watch the fucking video in the goddamn safety deposit box room. They got cameras in there. Look at me take the money out and go put it in. It's already taxed. I mean, yo, they fought me. And they're grilling me. They're like, are you in the Patriot Act? Are you money laundering? I'm like, dude, what? Bro, this shit got big. And I'm like, dude, no, go fuck yourself, bro. No. They're like, well, why did you put the money in the bank? Because it's my fucking money. It's my fucking money. It's my hard-earned money. Look how much money I made. It wasn't much. It was like 40,000. Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot. But it was like $40,000. I'm like, dude, this is my fucking savings. And I told them, I came clean. I'm like, yo, I have a bankruptcy. I got an account. They levied my account. They're like, well, why are you wiring money? What is this money coming from the fucking the department? It's like it says DRCF. What are these deposits? I'm like, bro, you dumbass. That's the Department of Consumer Protection from fucking the state of California that levied my account that I owed money. I'm like, are you guys serious? I ended up we went to this mortgage, like the annual New England Mortgage Convention. They brought me up there and they fucking fired me after the event. Sat me down and fired me.
At the event?
At the event. These motherfuckers, dirty, bro. And I had built a relationship with Beth Grissett and Scott Penner through title. And I mean, I'm doing a lot of fucking title. I mean, I'm killing it. Yeah, Penner Law Firm, and Beth Grissett was his attorney. Scott was the owner and CEO, and they're getting all my orders. And Scott was up there, and I saw him. Dude, I ran to the bathroom, and I was like, I didn't know if I was gonna fucking break this dude's nose for like totally swindling me, like throwing it. And just, they fucking fired me at the event, bro. I was like, you piece of shit, really? I'm like, all right, dude. And so I'm fuming. Yo, Daniel was just born. This was in January. Daniel was born 12/12/12. So this was January 13. And I got fired. Not only did I get fired, they froze my bank accounts. I wasn't allowed to access my bank accounts. I had a newborn at home. I had no insurance now, no COBRA. So I start fucking dude, I went to the bathroom and like one of the things, like when I was getting sober and to this day, like if I gotta my shit's bad, dude, I gotta go get to my higher power and I gotta go fucking talk to my higher power to get right. Yeah. And I'm in the fucking public bathroom praying on the fucking floor in the goddamn casino, crying. Like, dude, this is fucked up. I didn't do anything. Like, I get like, okay, I wasn't supposed to structure the deposits, but dude, it's my money, dude. I'm not fucking doing anything. And you fucking fire me and I got a kid and And I'm sober now too. Like the first year of sobriety, that was probably like a year and a half. You know how fucking emotional you are, dude. And I'm losing it. Scott comes in, fucking check on me, dude, my boy. And he's like, dude, all right. I'm like, yeah, bro, these fucking pieces, they just fired me, dude. Like, what? They're like, yeah, they fucking fired. I'm like, they fired me, bro. And I'm like, well, I like my son. All I kept thinking about was Daniel, right? They no money. That dude, they froze my accounts, bro. Like I was not allowed to get my money. I'm like,
no money, no insurance.
No money, no insurance, a newborn, no job, bro. I'm fucking up at a goddamn, and then they swindled, like they fucked me, something like whatever, bro. You know, I do my deal. I'm all right. God, like, right. There's got to be something. This too shall pass, right? Yep. I know something's coming for me. Scott comes and talks me off a fucking ledge because I'm ready to go kill somebody. Like I was ready, like I didn't know what to do, to cry, to scream, to whatever. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm at the mortgage convention. So I go out of the bathroom. There's a fucking 1,000 mortgage companies, right? So I'm like going up. I'm like, I'm a free agent, dude. I'm leaving Wells. I'm leaving Wells. And I set up appointments everywhere. I mean, these dudes are actually like now talk about valuing me because they looked at my numbers like, okay, the Wells is dumb. My mom thinks because I was fucking just bringing too much business, like just being myself, that I had a lot to do with them. Like I'm like a fucking, you know,
they couldn't handle
TJ,
it.
Bro. I'm loud. I'm not a professional. I'm not really.
You're not the traditional.
I'm not a bank guy. I'm a mortgage guy. Dude. I'm not a banker, fucking corporate guy. I run my own corporate company. I don't like taking orders from anybody. Right, playing by the rules. So
only God.
Exactly. It's only fucking God. Only God. And
your wife,
of course. Shout out to my wife
and your mom.
Love you, honey, and my mom.
God bless my
yes.
God bless my wife. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So I'm fired and I'm a free agent, dude, and I'm feeling very valued. I'm like, fuck Wells. Like I had Chase, Citi, Prospect. Now all these motherfuckers are after me, making me offers like sign-on bonuses, guarantee money. And the mortgage business is 100% commission. They're guaranteeing me money. They're cutting checks, and I'm like, I just did something didn't feel right. And I was about to go to Citibank, and Scott's like, dude, why don't you just go check out Total? I'm like, and I had talked to Jake and Josh Chernus. Shout out to the fucking juniors, Jakey and Josh.
Shout out Josh.
Yeah, and shout out Joshy. So I was like, I told Josh, I was like, dude, Josh, why don't you get in the mortgage business? And I told Jake, and Jake's like my best friend, my right hand man. I'm like, yo, go get in the mortgage business. I know that Total has like a new bring you up through the ranks, like loan officer program. And
so I started working there like a month before
me. Josh and Jake started before me. I got fired from Wells, and Scott's like, bro,
quick side note.
Yeah.
When I was going to do the interview at Total Mortgage, right? It was pretty much a shoe-in because like it was coming from like them and Scott, who was part of Total Mortgage, right?
Yep.
But TJ, like before I went, he's like, when they ask you why you want to do mortgages, just tell them because mortgages make money. In the interview.
Think about it. That's it. Mortgages make money.
Yeah. And I was like, really? Is that a good answer for that?
No.
They both got hired, and they started selling loans on the phone. I got fired, and Scott's like, just check out mortgage. You just send Jake and Josh there. I'm like, all right, let's go check out fucking Total. And I go and I sit down with the CEO, John Walsh, and he's like, I made mortgages fun again. And that stuck with me. I'm like, dude, out of all the shit I've been through, I'm like, I loved hearing that. And it's not a fucking corporate world here, dude. It's a smaller company, dude. Yeah. Everybody's cool. You know, I'm like, I'm in. I mean, I took less money to go to Total for the opportunity. I didn't care. I wasn't going back to a bank. Obviously I needed money to fucking live. I was just, I just got my life together. And I showed up to Total Mortgage in my power suit from like Wells Fargo, and these dudes were like clowning me.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh God, I never wore a suit again.
We had like a boiler room sales.
It was a call center. So Total Mortgage was an internet call center type deal. They had a lot of licenses and a few LOs, and we did loans all over the country. And that was my style. That's how I learned the mortgage business. So that was good for me, right? I felt at home. And what I did was I took what I learned at Wells Fargo, because Wells Fargo really taught me how to go get purchase business and chase fucking agents all day. And when it gets better now, but the story gets a lot better. So I was like, look, so I'm cold calling at night, taking leads, and John and them were just flooding me with leads, dude. And I came out fucking crushing it at Total, and I felt good, dude. I already had my license. So if you work at a bank, you don't need to be licensed. You work under the corporate umbrella license. If you work at a non-depository, I mean a saving, not a saving. If you don't you work at just a loan bank, like a mortgage bank, like Total Mortgage, not a savings and loan. Like Wells Fargo City. You have to get licensed. Thank God I had my license from Top Dot in 2010.
So you could just slide right in.
I had one. I had to take all of the fucking individuals every fucking week. So I was at that Norwalk test center. Now you can take like 3 and you have all the states.
That came out right after we.
So, dude,
it came out right after we did every state test.
Dude, I had it Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, California, Florida, Texas, like South Carolina. I took them all and going in. I'm not a test taker.
Yeah.
I fucking passed them all because that's how bad I wanted to make money, dude. And I was like, dude, I'm relentless, bro. I'm not quitting. There's another opportunity. And then I got all these licenses and I was taking leads. And then I was going out during the day, scheduling appointments, what I'd learned at Wells Fargo. And we opened our first like outside branch at Fairfield. It was on the Post Road at Total Mortgage.
Right across.
Love that little spot.
Yeah, Dairy Queen. I missed that spot. I called him.
I love that spot.
I tried to buy the building off him. That's a good spot.
Yeah.
I think somebody else is going in there now, but we just couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
There, so we went to the Sherman Street, but it was that place that is the Mecca almost. That is where everything started. So we ended up out of corporate, and I took a couple of the guys right to Fairfield. Me, Jake, Josh. We had a couple of our own processor. Joe was there, Emily, and we were cranking, dude. And I met Alan Stewart, and Alan corrected me yesterday. I said he came to me to do mortgage. He said I was recruiting him, so we're gonna go with that. I recruited him to do mortgage because Alan was a beast. I knew Alan was selling. He was running a gym and making money. He's making good money, but I'm like, dude, you want to sell $300 memberships or do you want to sell $300,000 loans?
He was skeptical at first too. He called me one time and he's like, what's going on with like this whole mortgage
thing? And then long story short, we're like, you know what? Why don't you just get your real estate license? Because I had just got my real estate license, and I had a mentor in the real estate business, Mike Barbaro. So shout out Mike. Dude, we got a lot of paying homage. Dude, I like this because maybe they don't know, and I don't get to tell them enough how much I appreciate everybody I've mentioned has done this for me, regardless if we're fucking boys now or we hang out. This is, I'm very grateful for every single one of you. It's all love. And Mike taught me the real estate business, and Alan, the real estate business. And Alan got his license to do real estate. And we had come up with this little plan. I'm like, dude, I can't, if I got to fucking chase another real estate agent that everybody else is chasing, they get the same pitch. I'm Thomas Bepko. I'm the best in the business. I got the lowest interest rates, got the most communication. I am the fucking man. And you're going to send me all your business. They're not sending me shit.
Yeah.
You're not sending me shit. They maybe send me one and something gets fucked up. The appraisal doesn't go out the same day. And that's the last deal I'm ever getting from that agent. And then I got to go fucking chase another agent that everybody's calling. It's like, look, dude, I always wanted to be different. And I was like, dude, we got to do something different, bro. I've been doing this a long time. I know what I'm doing. And I was able to generate a lead, and the lead would come to me first. The prospect, the person or the buyer would come to me first. They come to get the mortgage first. Then they're going to use my real estate agent because I'm the home captain. I'm going to walk you down every step of the way because I know what I'm doing, and you're going to use my team. And this is what we're going to do. And we're going to make the transaction smooth. And we're going to make it convenient, and we're going to communicate. And I started using this app in the CRM, Big Purple Dot, baby. Shout out to Big Purple Dot, man. BPD, he's like RIP, but there was a good CRM, and we helped us build this ecosystem. The lead would come to me. There is a Bronx buyer from New York. I'd get them pre-approved. I'd go over their buying power, and I say, okay, I'm the home captain. You're going to use Alan Stewart because Alan Stewart is the best agent around. He knows Fairfield. He knows Stafford. He is the fucking best agent. And I will go out and get a contract, and we'd have a deal. And I'm like, well,
works well.
And people don't know, but Alan's similar to you. Very good talker, very good, business dude.
Alan. So Alan's my boy. He's like my brother. We love Alan.
Love Alan.
Best friends with Junie as well. He's part of our crew.
Yep.
And Alan was actually on my podcast yesterday. So we kind of went through this thing. So that's why he kind of checked me about how I recruited him, he recruited me, whatever. So that's why I threw that out there. So shout out to ASJ and Alan Stewart. He's a fucking beast. So Alan would go on and come back with a contract. And I'm like, And he ended up getting like one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. I mean, we did like almost 40 deals like that. I mean, he had his own book, but we were that system, that ecosystem. We did like 30. He did 39 deals his first year,
which is really good.
Yeah, really good for a first year agent. And motherfuckers are like, I mean, people don't do 40. Half these agents don't see 40 deals for 5-10 years, right? Yeah. And we did that in a year. So I'm like, this could work. There, I'm like, I think we got something there. I'm like, well, if I can generate something, they can come to me first, and I can control it. I can help them. I can also discount it, right? Because look, if we're making it convenient, it's easier for them. It's easier for us. we start discounting, and
We're using all of our
we
companies,
give
yeah.
crediting, and he's like, fuck it, dude, this could work. Another thing is like when I picked up and moved to San Francisco, $1,900 in my pocket, reading that marketing plan, and I got an A&F paper, and we started a clothing line. I said, this could fucking work, and we started Yellow Brick. And
I love that name, by the way.
And motherfuckers hated, bro.
Really?
They still hate. They're just, I'm saying, Yellow Brick. Oh, what are you? The Wizard of Oz real estate? yeah, we fucking are, motherfucker.
Yeah,
watch, bro. Watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna know. You're gonna see YB,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
So a lot of the hate, and we all agree.
I loved it.
We all agree that Yellow Brick was too fast forward. So we kind of shrunk it down to YB, right?
Yeah.
So YB Realty. And Yellow Brick is that cliche, that path to homeownership. We're gonna walk. I'm the home captain. We're gonna walk you down the Yellow Brick road to homeownership.
Hell yeah.
Again, though,
Haters.
Yellow Brick is also on the flip side for our agents and our loan officers and our attorneys, and that path to homeownership, that Yellow Brick road, that's your career, bro. That is, we want longevity, and that is the fucking dream job for everybody. I want the top marketing guy to be the best he can. I want the top agent to be the best he can. The agent who came over struggling, not knowing real estate, give them the opportunity. All the opportunities of the people that I got on this podcast that I shouted out, I'm going to fucking give back, right? We're going to give back. And we have, that's one way that I give back. I like taking a kid with his back against the wall and showing him he can make fucking money, right? He could do something in his life, because that was me. I didn't come from anything. Look, no offense, Jake, I'm not putting you on blast, but look at Jake, bro. Jake's fucking number 2 and number 2 or 3 or whatever, top 5 right now, total mortgage, bro. He didn't know it was a team mortgage. I don't even think he knew what a fucking mortgage was, right? But the kid worked hard, bro. Josh Turnus, Josh Turner's like number 2 in the company right now. I mean, Josh is a fucking beast. Alan Stewart. I mean, we wanted to give everybody, Casey fucking Stopa, Moose.
Love Casey.
Moose, shout out to Moose, man. I mean, Moose is doing his thing. Moose killing him. Moose was like the number 2, number 3 agent. He was a part-time guy. He had a full-time job. He's like, fuck this. I'm full-time. He went balls to the wall. True entrepreneur. Now the guy's all over TV.
TJ has like this, like just outside of mortgages and outside of real estate, he has like this amazing ability to pull whatever it is out of people to make them like the best of whatever they're doing.
I like that. Whether if you want to be the best janitor, dude, I want to help you. I want to fucking like not mentor you, but I want to motivate you, dude. If you can fucking do it. Why? Because I was dead, dude. I was fucking down and out, bro. I was too scared to kill myself. I had nothing. I just was all fucked up, and I rose out of it, dude, like a fucking phoenix from the fucking fire, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But dude, I was done, dude. I thought I was a goner. I was so much self-pity, and I came out, dude. And for you guys that are listening, dude, you can fucking come out of anything. You got to have faith, dude. You got to do the work. Like you gotta get out of your own way, and put your lives in other people's hands that have done it. And that's what I had to do, right? I had to have faith in God, and then I've had faith in God, and then I had to follow somebody that had a good life, that was happy, dude. I wanted to be happy, so you could be happy, man. And so if there's anything,
at no point since I met TJ, like, has he ever even considered folding? Not one time. Like it was never an option. It was never like, this isn't gonna work. Like we're gonna quit doing this. It was like I like the fucking challenge, dude. I like the fucking challenge, dude. I want to fucking keep pushing. I want to. People talk about disrupting, and people talk about this. Look, I know for a fact that what we have is like gold. It is Yellow Brick. It is the fucking golden goose, right? And
it is.
It's fun, dude. It made mortgages fun again, right?
Yeah, like we have a mortgage company and a real estate company with culture.
Yeah, we have a culture. We've got a young bunch of driven people, dude. A lot of the kids that we give the opportunity didn't know how to do real estate, didn't know how to do mortgage, and we hang together, we work together, we fucking motivate each other, and it's created this culture that cannot be broke. I mean, dude, through Corona, bro, like it's tough. We couldn't have events. We have Zoom calls fucking 2-3 times a day with 20, 30, 40, 50 people, and like just to keep that culture up. And that's difficult right now. In Corona, it's tough to have a culture when you can't get everybody together. But we still got the culture. We help everybody. We all help each other, and we just kill it together, dude. And this shit's taken off. Right?
Hell yeah.
So I said I wanted to be top 5 in the state this year. By the end of the year, we will be. I think we're number 6 in Fairfield. We're number 3 in Bridgeport. Like number 7 in Stratford right now. Like we're really climbing the ranks. And
good.
Shout out to fucking YB and the TM fam. Bro.
Seriously.
And if you guys are looking for the opportunity and you are listening, dude, I'm telling you, we offer the opportunity. We don't take everybody, right? We don't want everybody. We want people that
ones.
want to be with
Hard
us and want to
workers,
work
yeah.
with us. They want that
Hustlers,
grind.
hustlers.
Coachable. You got to be coachable. You got to have, you got to have some issues, right? We like some
Yeah,
guys with some
yeah.
issues, bro. You can't be perfect, right? We like that. You know,
Yeah.
we like that edge, yo. We like that edge. We like that swag. We like like-minded people, dude. And, you surround, like my mom said, you hang with trouble, you get in trouble. You surround yourself with successful people, you're going to be successful, right?
Facts.
The laws of attraction, right?
Facts.
You watch The Fucking Secret, read the book. Like if
Affirmations.
you want to be, and that's all I knew, right? Like I wanted to make money. I had to go surround myself. When I learned mortgage, I wanted to be the top producer. I said what the top producer said. They said, do this. You're going to make $250,000 if you do this. Guess what? I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to do it. Like I always wanted to do my own thing and be the entrepreneur. But guess what, dude? If you told me, you showed me the way, I'm coachable, bro. I can hyper focus and be coachable on something I want. If I'm not interested in it, I'm not going to do it.
To be a leader, you have to be a follower.
Exactly,
dude. So.
You got to fucking do what other people do. And that's
Learn it
like,
from the ground up.
Yeah.
That's it, yo. And that's what we do. And we love the new agents. We love the new loan officers, dude. We got a lot of them right now. They're not new anymore. Now they're veterans. And now we're making a real fucking impact on the real estate business, and especially in Fairfield, New Haven County.
And what's great about you, TJ, is in terms of leadership and actually being a real leader, because a lot of people have leaders misconstrued. And to me, what a real leader is someone who creates other leaders. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Everybody. I want everybody to be.
Shout out to you for that.
Thanks, bro. And I want.
And he puts the work in. Like it's not.
I'm not sitting behind a fucking desk, dude. Yo, I'm on. What are we?
He wants you to work 110%. And
he's doing
giving
120.
you back 120%.
Yeah.
I'm working, dude. I'm still on that grind, dude. Like I'm not like, look, we're making a fucking impact, dude, and I'm not gonna stop. I promise you. And anybody listen, I'm telling you, look out for YB, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to keep blowing shit up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like my baby, dude. It's like it's our baby. It's everybody's baby. It's everybody's opportunity, right? Like we want everybody to get involved, dude.
Yep.
So we got opportunities, man. And that was, that we started YB, right? So listen, we started YB. We're in 2000. That was 2015, and through in that, I met my wife, dude. God bless. Shout out. I got to talk about the gods,
God
dude.
bless
If you
her.
guys that don't know my wife, Lyra, dude, she's the most beautiful, amazing, smart person. Puts up with my shit. She's a therapist, so she's very open minded.
Yeah,
She's got me into therapy. Look, I talk about Motivation Monday. You know what I do before my Motivation Mondays? I talk to my therapist at 7 a.m. every fucking Monday. And it's just one of those things that I want to do to keep my head like, dude, I'm not cured. I'm not fixed, bro. I have fucking issues, right? I pray to God. I talk to a therapist, right? I lean on some people who have been through the shit I've been through. And like, look, I have people I look up to and mentor me, right? And, I got it. Look, if I don't know it, I'm going to find out the person that does know it, that's doing it. And I was reading an article yesterday. It's not what you've learned, it's what you've done. Right. So you could talk about it. Like, look, if I'm going to have the opportunity, I'm going to just tell you through my experience, right? My experience. If I didn't experience it, how the fuck can I talk about it?
Well done is always better than well said.
Exactly. So like, and you gotta look, I look for the people that have done it. I don't want the people talking about it sitting behind a fucking desk. We're in the trenches, bro. We're helping people get in the houses. We're helping people save money. We're on the phone. Like we're making deals happen. We're getting people in the houses. I wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't fucking go to school, but you know what I am? That's why I became a loan officer, because I'm like the fucking lawyer in the court for my client, getting their deal done and get them in the house of their dreams. And I'm not going to fucking stop.
Facts.
And I'm going to get the fucking deal done. We're going to get the deal done. Why? Because I believe in it and I'm passionate and I'm relentless. The underwriters they're just going to get the deal done to shut me the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that's what happens. Constant pressure, right? You got to fucking constantly persistence wears down resistance, right? Constant pressure, man. It's just what we live by, man. Look, I'm getting sweaty and shit.
I love it.
I'm all pumped up right now, bro. I'm all pumped up. How are we doing on time?
9:55.
I got like a couple.
We only
minutes.
had you for a little
How
while.
about this? How about we close out with something motivational you want to tell the people, something that you would tell your younger self maybe, and then tell everybody also where they could find you, where they could find YB, all this stuff, social media, all that goodness.
Yeah, if you're a young kid today, or even maybe
a young
not a
TJ,
kid, maybe even somebody who's
if you're
trying to find their way.
Not making money where you are and you want another opportunity, and look, dude, hit us up, man. It's on Instagram. It's Thomas Bepko, THOMAS BEPKO, YB Realty at YB Realty.
He also has a new podcast.
So shout out the podcast.
So I just dropped my podcast. It's Thomas Bepko. I'm bringing like-minded entrepreneurs. We want to find talent. We want to tell stories of like some true, like real entrepreneurs who've got a good story, like my story.
Yeah,
we got a lot of good people, good lineup. So give it a listen. It's on Apple. It's on Spotify. It's on Google Play. It's Thomas Bepko podcast. Just Google or search my name in it, and it'll be there.
Nice. Hopefully we could get on.
Yeah, no, you will definitely get you on. We'll talk to.
Our people will talk to your people.
We're booked up. I'm doing like 2 or 3 recordings a week, and we're booked out for now. But I think Jake is on it, so Mike will definitely get you on. I got shout out to my wife. Love you, honey. You guys that don't know my wife, she's the best therapist ever. She's the coolest person. I have 2 beautiful boys.
Yeah, anybody out there who's fucked up and needs therapy.
Yeah, dude, hit me up.
Hit up TJ. He'll connect you with Lila.
Yeah,
he's her secretary.
Yes,
and I'm also her best client.
Yeah. Definitely.
My wife has helped me fucking so much through everything, and love her very dearly.
Yeah.
I had commitment issues my whole life. I never thought I was gonna get fucking married. I got fucking married. I got 2 beautiful kids, dude. I'm fucking.
Me and Jake know how that is.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers grow up when you're 30, 32. Like that's when I started settling down. It's tough. People don't get married young anymore.
Yeah, no,
dude. I got married at 38, bro.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Look, you guys, give me a look up. Download the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna share
Total Mortgage, Mortgage
episode.
Easier, TotalMortgage.com, YBRealty.com. We got Jake Healy, we got Mikey T. Got the dude in the cam.
Brian.
What's his name?
Brian.
What's up? Shout out to Brian.
Shout out, Brian. He's getting great shots right now. I already know the promo is gonna be fire.
I'm fucking pumped, dude. Really pumped, and we're
definitely gonna have you back on part 2 where we could.
Any day, bro. We put that work in. You just gotta do between 7 and 9 for the phone stuff.
We have actually we have an educational show that we're coming out with. This is actually sneak peek for them, but it's actually it's an educational show. Yeah. So you'd come on, it wouldn't be about your story. You'd come on and talk about mortgages.
Yeah, we want to do like finance, mortgage,
real estate, investment, and entrepreneurship, but educational. No, just the facts,
So let me just go to, if you guys can take one thing from this motivational.
Yes. There you go. We'll close it out with this.
I mean, look, if you guys are going through something tough, man, this too shall pass. And what you don't do is give up. You cannot give up. You got to push through, because you got to see the forest through the trees. If you keep and you stay consistent, you will get to where you want to go. Hands down, it's facts.
Even if you can't see the other side.
Even if you can't see the other side, dude, and if you guys want to hit me up and you guys are going through something, let me know, dude. I'll help you. I like to help, bro. I like giving opportunity. I love talking to everybody. I meet everybody, because who knows where that could go. I will not be where I am today without who I knew. I mean, obviously I have the drive. I've worked my ass up, but it was all because of connections and social. Looking, and you motherfuckers are trying to do big things and you're not taking social media seriously. You better start taking social media seriously, because when I started taking social media seriously in 2016, my business doubled.
Yep,
and
exactly.
It will triple this year. Facts. So I'm fucking love both of you for having me on.
Love you, bro.
I hope I didn't scare them off, on your 3rd episode. I hope I didn't scare your listeners.
I think this is that raw shit that people need.
Yeah, people want the fucking raw, dude. We're not gonna hold back, We're just gonna let it ride, bro.
I love this episode. It's actually my favorite up to date. It'd probably be one of my favorites going forward for a while. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good day. Until next time.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Opportunity, baby. It's knocking all the time. You got to just get it.